Hey, welcome to Zach's Tech Turf and weekly download episode number 46, which is my weekly tech and PC gaming news series. Today, I'm going to be playing some more Overwatch again when I give you this news, and I'm going to be sipping on a Powerade Zero. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what you're sipping on. Let's get into it. First, Intel announced their ridiculous new line of processors, the Core i9s. To compete with AMD's 16-core, 32-thread Threadripper CPU, Intel announced the Core i9 Extreme Edition i9-7980XE, which is a monstrous 18-core, 36-thread processor, which comes in at $2,000. Inside the Core i9 line are some more non-budget friendly options ranging from 10 cores to 16 cores and $1,000 to $1,700. All of those CPUs are codenamed Base and Falls, but Intel also showed off three much cheaper options priced from $242 to $600. Those three CPUs are their Core i7X series, and they look like a much better option for budget gamers like myself. So on the flip side, AMD finally showed off the Threadripper at Computex as well, making it the first official public appearance. Performance aside, look at the size of this processor. Wow. For the podcast listeners out there, just know that this processor is almost the size of this guy's hand, and I'll leave that on the screen here so you can soak that in. Anyways, after showcasing the performance of both the Threadripper and two Vega GPUs in Crossfire, AMD also surprised us by announcing that all Threadripper CPUs will support up to 64 PCIe lanes, which is a huge deal, especially over the Core i9's max 44 lanes. And to wrap up the AMD's Computex event, they hit us with a lowball stating that other than the first Vega Frontier Edition card, which is not for gamers, being released in June, we won't see another card released until the end of July. They said they would be announcing the new Gamers card during a conference, but that doesn't even mean that the new Vega cards will be available for purchase then, just that they are simply announcing it then. Huge bummer. And possibly my favorite news at Computex, Corsair revealed a wireless mouse charging mouse pad. I know, right? It's called Concept Zeus, and when paired with the Zeus mouse, it can wirelessly charge your mouse while you are gaming. The mousepad does require two USB ports to do all that charging, which seems pretty ironic to say the least, but at least the actual mouse won't require any cables at all. They even showed off a corner of the mousepad that's designated for faster charging. The kicker is that it will support any phone that also uses QI charging, which is actually pretty baller. My only question is how much will all this new technology cost consumers, and how long until Corsair and I'm sure every other gaming peripheral company starts selling these, because I want one. And to wrap up the tech aka Computex news, Nvidia announced that G-Sync HDR monitors are on the way. This was fully expected, but do we even care about this? I've explained my opinion in my latest FreeSync monitor review, which you should definitely check out by the way, that G-Sync is still way overpriced, and now that they are adding HDR support, I can't imagine how much these new monitors will cost. I honestly don't think there will be a huge market for G-Sync HDR monitors, at least for a few years, especially when FreeSync comes in at such a budget price. To start off the PC gaming news, as you guys probably know, the Overwatch anniversary event has been live for about a week now, but a ton of players are unhappy. The Overwatch event has been the most expensive event in the game's history, and by a long shot. To explain, every single item in this event, 108 in total, would cost 56,000 credits, whereas Uprising, the previous event, 95 items only cost a total of 37,000 credits. Now the reason for this is the 11 new legendary skins that they introduced, which look great by the way, but they cost 3,000 credits each. If you know anything about Overwatch, then you'll realize that 3,000 credits for one legendary is terribly expensive. Anyways, I guess the news is that the game director Jeff Kaplan said that the Overwatch team is having discussions about player feedback and that they are listening, but they don't have any plan of action yet. We found some pretty interesting news on PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds again this week. The developers are adding 2D and 3D replays, which will hopefully be available soon. It's actually not the developers working on the replay system, they've hired an outside team to do it, but nonetheless it will be an amazing addition to the Superstar Early Access game. The ability to watch your game in a cinematic shot is great not only for content creators like myself, but for anyone looking to replay their game and learn from their mistakes. For God's sakes, I just want to know where that bullet came from that killed me and caused me to throw my mouse and keyboard across the room. Real quickly, if you still haven't purchased this game yet, I have an entire video benchmarking the game with budget graphics cards that I highly recommend you guys check out. Next up, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam went live this week, and I actually picked this one up on an impulse buy. Rising Storm 2 Vietnam is a successor to the first Rising Storm, and I believe it's also made by the same developers of Red Orchestra. This game is super realistic and has that Battlefield style huge map capture the objective gameplay, but like I said, much more realistic. There's no crosshairs, just iron sights. Your gun sways while aiming. You have to manually adjust your iron sights for distance, and not being able to see your magazine's capacity are just a few features that come to mind. I'm actually kind of split down the middle of this game, but I'm definitely going to be featuring it in an upcoming Gaming on a Sunday Morning video, which is a good time to quickly explain that. For all of my newer viewers and listeners, I pick one game every single week to review, and I post not only my review, but my overall experience with the game on my Gaming on a Sunday Morning series. It's a very informal, non-scripted video that I post every Sunday morning while drinking my coffee. I highly encourage you to come play and watch me on this series. It's been a lot of fun so far. Going back to Battlefield, DICE rolled out their May update this week, and it came with a few needed features. First, Bayonetta charges have been nerfed by removing the 15% reduction in damage taken when charging, as well as being harder to turn when charging. They also introduced a stripped down version of Operations Playlist, which is a way for players to keep playing Operations without being taken to the main menu after every game. Right now the feature will only flip-flop teams, but eventually it will be a bigger feature with more options, DICE says. There were some other minor tweaks in the update, but most notably is that the Premium Friends feature is now live, which allows players to play on the DLC maps as long as someone in their party owns a Premium Pass, which I hope every other game implements the same thing. And finally, to wrap up the PC gaming news this week, Master X Master finally got a release date, and it's slotted for June 21st. I actually fully reviewed the closed beta version of this game on a Gaming on a Sunday Morning series. If you watched that, you'll have already known that I'm a huge fan of this game despite not being a MOBA fan. This MOBA provides some interesting twists, such as controlling 2 heroes at a time and having some significant PvE game modes. I'm definitely ready for this free-to-play title to kick off, and you'll definitely be seeing some more weekly download episodes featuring this game. Well, that wraps up weekly download episode number 46. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what your favorite tech or PC gaming news was this week, or if I missed anything. And also, make sure you're following me over on social media at zachstechturf to follow everything I do on the daily. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like down below to help support my channel. And as always, thank you for watching. And please subscribe for more Zach's Tech Turf videos.